Modern Storage Unpacked. Let's go.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Modern Storage Unpacked, the podcast where we make space for what matters. I'm your host, Hannah, and we also have
Kaylee. I'm your co-host.
Yay! I always love, having you here with me most of the time.
I know, honestly.
Yeah.
Though.
I feel like have a really fun topic for you guys today. It's actually something I'm excited to talk about.
Yeah.
So we're in July, right? I feel like this is kind of peak moving season, a lot of leases ending. And as leases are ending and, it's a time where people are moving in, taking that next step in the relationship. And so we're going to be diving in a little bit about moving in together and the awkward but hilarious process of merging stuff, because that can be tough, like, merging two completely different, and not even just relationships, could be roommates too, so this can apply to a lot of different people. But
oh yeah, it's all love until someone shows up with a beanbag and a broken futon. Let's be honest here.
Whew.
I mean, if you have ever gotten a roommate for the first time, decided to move in with a significant other, anything like that, you're kind of just betting on hoping that your items kind of just
merge together really well.
Yeah. And I mean, I know in like college times, usually they have a roommate, they'll match you. And so usually about a month to 2 months before you're able to move in, you are given that person's information. And for the next few months, you guys are both figuring out who's bringing the microwave, who's bringing the air fryer, who's bringing the coffee cups, who has silverware, who has plates.
Yeah.
And if I'm allowed to use your plates and your silverware, or do I have to bring my own? So
I feel like that's really stressful.
Yes. If
Especially
you've
moving
never
in with
done
a complete
it,
stranger, it's
it
not
always
like
is. It's always a complete
different.
stranger. Have no idea who this person is. You do a lot of Facebook stalking. You look them up on their socials. You try to figure out who they are. Because, you're literally moving in with a stranger and you just pray and hope that they don't, have weird, gross habits.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're going to be talking about is all of the fun and nightmares that could happen.
It can literally go either which way. One of the first things is I feel like it's the duplicate dilemma of just merging outside of dorms and stuff like that. If you're merging like roommates, significant others, having two of everything. I mean, if you think about it, if you got two people that already have their own things and they're moving in together, you're fighting over, who keeps what couch, who keeps what dining table, who keeps what bed or bed frame, or, if you don't have a second bedroom you're moving into to put a guest space, like, one person might really like their bed and the other person might really like theirs. Like which one, it's like the ultimate face off, what
for
we're
sure.
keeping.
And it's really difficult to, especially if you really like your items and you're going for a certain aesthetic. Yeah. And next thing you know, your significant other brings their hand-me-down lounge chair that has some tears in it and maybe a smell that you're like, do we really have to bring that in here?
Yeah. So as we're going into this, the duplicates of different things, we're going to kind of do a little face-off on which one should win the battle.
Okay.
I'm going to have you vote for these, okay? And I'm going to list them off to you. First off, we got the good old two coffee tables.
Okay.
One's a IKEA chic, probably the girl. The other one's a DIY plywood monster from college years. Which one should win?
Obviously I would go with the IKEA one. I would think that it would be durable.
I've lost that battle once. Literally a wooden coffee table. It wasn't DIY, but it was like my ex-boyfriend's, like, I guess the coffee table he grew up with. Like there were still his like teeth marks in it from a kid.
Okay.
I lost that battle, but
it is hard. If you're talking about sentimental things, that's always gonna, I feel like, always win, even if you have really, really
so
nice
ugly.
items.
Like I get that. Like, but you know, let's store it and we don't have to throw it away. It's just I don't want to see your baby teeth marks every time I'm setting my coffee down.
And two, depending on where you're moving into, sometimes you can utilize the tables in other places. Or if you are thinking, I'm moving into this for only a year and then I'm about to move right back out, Go put your IKEA chair
In storage.
In storage, yes.
Oh, yes.
And save it for whenever you move out, because I feel like that's some of the biggest regret too, is whenever you combine things, you tend to get rid of items, and then next thing you know, you wish you would have
Been there, done that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, going into so this will be in dining tables. So one fits 2 people, the other fits 8, but no one hosts dinner parties.
Okay, then I would determine size. I had actually this situation happen whenever I moved in with some roommates. They came in with a high top dining
pub
table,
style.
yeah, dining table, and I had this cute little fold down like nook that dining table. There's one in the face off. I lost mostly because there's definitely fit more people.
Yeah.
And the situation that we were moving into there were a few of us, and so it just made more sense to go with that one. But we were able to take my foldable table and put it kind of up against a wall and use it as basically just like a display table.
So you repurposed
yeah,
it.
and then we just put the dining chairs that came with the table just around the house as extra seating spots.
In my opinion, I feel like if you have the space for it, go bigger, because you never know if you do have extra guests over some nights, and if you only have 2 seats at a table, and you don't have like some table trays, everyone's gonna, to sit at the couch or something. I'd
go with the eight top.
I think I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. It's me and my kid, at my house, and I have a 6-seater table, if that tells you anything.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, at the most, I have 1 extra person at my house at any given time, So
I mean, you're doing better than me. I have no dining table.
let's go into the boyfriend chair. Every guy has one. This one chair that they just won't let go of. It's ugly. It's huge. It's full of just snack crumbs. What would you say to that?
If this is a Friends situation, which I'm referring to the TV show, and Joey is in love with his chair, I'm going to say go put that in a closed room.
Okay.
It's not going to be displayed in our beautiful living room where I probably already have a theme going. That chair is going to be behind a door, is going to be hidden. If he has to keep it. Again, do you have to keep it? But I'll say this. My family, my dad, he recently, well, not recently, but he got remarried. He lived as a bachelor for a few years, and it was just him and my little brother. So just 2 men. So you want to know what they had in their living room? 2 chairs. They just had 2 chairs. So when she moved in, she was like, what am I going to do? So now they have those same 2 chairs and then a couch. But I just don't like the chairs. But he has that mentality where he loves the chairs. He couldn't live without his lazy boy.
He's doing good then. My mom, like when she met my stepdad and moved in he lives in a beautiful barndominium style house, and it was like empty. There was not one thing on the wall. There was probably like a duck or a deer, it was in
or
taxidermy.
There's usually one of those.
But he had like a really old school dining table that had like rolling chairs around it, and then he had, but there was no decorations. Man, that place looks different now. Yeah. I mean, every corner you could imagine, there's something hung up. There's decorations. Christmas time, she's got 7 Christmas trees. The bathrooms have one, So she won that battle there. The dining table had to go. They got like a custom-made big wooden one and everything. So
no rolly chairs.
No rolly chairs. No. It's always a debacle, especially if you're moving. So it's a little different. If you're moving into someone else's space, not just like getting a new place together.
Yeah.
I feel like that can change some things too on like.
I would agree. I mean, you're coming into someone else's space who they've probably cultivated it and lived in it for a while, and so you're walking on eggshells there. But if they asked you to live with them, they're asking for it. They're asking.
They got to know what they're getting into.
Yeah, come on.
100%. All right, we're gonna go into kitchen chaos because merging kitchen appliances, I mean, all the good stuff. So right now we got multiple slow cookers going on. We got blenders. We got toasters. Why does everyone have a mini appliance graveyard? What should you do when it comes to merging these things?
What brand are they? Like, let me know the brand. I want to know, because mine could be an off-brand that I got from Five Below. And yours could be a Ninja.
Yeah, I would definitely go with the nicer ones, but you don't need 2 toasters. You don't need 2 blenders.
No.
You know,
barely
maybe
use
pick
the
something
one
that
blender.
uses like a high, if it has multiple speeds to it, let's keep that,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm trying to think if there's any appliance that I would ever want two of. I mean, I guess
Air fryer?
I was going to say, I guess
Air
in a
fryers
sense,
are awesome. You
like,
can cook more things.
an air fryer, but what is an air fryer if not an oven? So don't you already have an oven?
But
in
an air fryer cooks it so fast. Like you
True.
pop that sucker in, you put, I mean,
So a counter full of air fryers. So you would be okay if they brought their air fryer. If you had a really nice air fryer.
well,
they had
I
a really
know that
nice
my
air
boyfriend
fryer.
has a really nice air fryer because I bought him it for Christmas and it's nicer than mine. All right, let's go into the dishes.
Ooh,
I feel like merging dishes are hard.
that's hard.
You could have one person that's got like the full together set, you know, and that's the way it goes. And you got the other person's mugs from like 2009 gas stations that they, you know, find.
Yeah.
This is random mixed match ones, and I feel like that can be tough coming up with like who gets what. If that makes, you know, like
Yeah, and again,
do you have your own cabinets or you know?
So how I did it with like my multiple roommates, it was never like these are my dishes and these are your dishes. It very much just came like what was available in the cabinet. I'm a big like mug collector. Whenever I go travel places, I'll usually pick up a mug and a shot glass. And so I am that person that has all those random mugs, but it was never anything that like we were trying to fit an aesthetic or anything. Now, if we had open cabinets,
like glass cabinets,
yes.
you need to buy a cute set.
Yeah. Now that's what we currently have in our kitchen right now. And
So your mugs are not shown.
no, they're actually behind a closed cabinet.
Okay.
So I actually have all of my beautiful glassware.
Okay, let's get into excessive pillows. Like,
Oh my God, I hate
you know,
them.
there's like one person that just likes the two pillows, and then one person likes all the throw pillows and stuff like that. What kind of person are
Yes.
you, and what are your thoughts?
So, okay, first of all, it really does suck when you're forced to buy pillows in pairs. Sometimes I just want one pillow. I don't want both. And sometimes I'm just testing out a pillow. I probably at this point, I love throw pillows. Always a big fan of those.
So if your bed was made and everything, how many pillows do you have on your bed?
4.
That's
It's not
pretty
bad.
good.
It's not
No.
bad. But I have come from I've come from a household that whenever we were making the bed, there was seven pillows that you had to make when making the bed. That included your pillows that you slept on, as well as throw pillows and decorative pillows.
I just counted. I got 9
Oh.
on my bed.
Why? Why? What are you doing with all of them?
Just cuddling and, you know, only two or three of them are the only throw pillows. The rest of them are literally just like comfy sleeping
Yeah.
pillows. But like, I like the soft and like you sink into it
Oh, no.
ones. And my boyfriend likes the really firm ones, so he's
Yeah,
got his
same.
own specific pillows that
Yeah,
I bought.
same.
And he doesn't live with me, but like when he comes over, that's his pillow, you know. So
Yeah, same.
I feel like that's tough, you know, to merge with housing, like moving in with somebody,
Yes.
like merging, like what's the pillow situation like? You know,
I'm-
somebody getting to get mad, they're diving through pillows just to get in bed.
Yes.
What about bed sheets? You know, kind of speaking of like the bedroom, like combining bed sheets. I feel like there's always got to be like a nice pair and then a couple dingy pairs.
If
you
it's
know,
ripped, it's not going on the bed.
okay.
Done and done. Go out.
Or if it's got some like weird stains, you know.
We haven't even. It's not even gonna. Yeah, as soon as I see the stain, it's going in the trash. I couldn't even. No. What do you mean? There's a stain? I'm gonna throw it away. I'm not. That's the end of that. I don't know why we're keeping it.
Like it could be anything. Like
We don't eat in bed, so there's really no other stain that.
look like a Sharpie or, you know,
I'm not bringing a Sharpie to bed. If it's ripped, if it's got stains on it, I'm throwing it away. I'm just gonna get a new one. But I will say I never dealt with having to combine bed sheets. I did have to deal with obviously combining mattresses. My fiance came, like, obviously he had his own bed. He wasn't sleeping on the floor.
do you
but-
like, was there an argument of like which one we're keeping?
Yes. And at the time, we had gone with mine because it was a marshmallow top. It was like, it was a really nice bed.
Pillow top?
No, I guess. I don't know. but it was very squishy. It was very comfortable, better than his bed. And then after about 2 years of that, it was only a full size bed, and yeah, it was very difficult for a few years, and so we upgraded to a queen.
I know, yeah. Oh
And-
my gosh. I sleep in a king size bed just myself.
I can't. I feel like it's too big.
I have to have all the room. Well, here's a pro tip that you guys can use. You can use a storage unit as a neutral ground
Oh, yeah.
when it comes to moving in together. And, you know, if there's just things you can't agree on yet and what to dispose of or what to
Yeah.
move, you can use a storage unit as a mutual ground of like, let's put that in there and come back to it later, if that makes any sense. So.
And especially if you are going through, moving in together for the first time, or even, roommates who you both enjoy your items and can't seem to figure out how to bring them together. I do feel like renting, especially a month to month, just 1 month of a storage unit, you put the items that you're like testing out, see how functional they work with the space. I think just, utilizing that storage unit just for 1 month to just put those items, especially before you think about getting rid of anything.
Yeah, I think that's a really good tip. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. This is going to be kind of a little awkward section of here. But I'm going to call it the X-Files because, I'm sure there's been like a hoodie or a card or a gift or something, photo, letter that you will stumble across from an ex. If they haven't thrown it away, and you come across that, like, has that ever happened to you specifically or hurt anybody, any friends? Like
Again, I'm a big sentimental person and like a big picture person.
Yeah.
So
you're not throwing. Oh, it happened to you. You kept it.
yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, so I keep photos, and so like my family members have put together like photo albums, and like some of them happen to be like prom related. So there are a bunch of pictures from prom and like my ex is in there, like my ex is in some
That's
of
a
them.
little bit more understandable. It's not like you just guys like out to dinner one day in 2008 and it's just like, oh, I love this photo of us.
Oh
Let's keep
no.
it.
Now I did have to officially like remove a photo from my senior trip. We all went to like the beach, and so it's a big group picture, and which includes an ex, hugging me. And I had it displayed in my house with my current boyfriend, now fiance. And I was like, I should take this down. I didn't get rid of the picture. I kept it. It's in a bin, but I don't know. Like, just because we're no longer together, it doesn't mean that I like necessarily had horrible memories. So I guess for me, it's like enjoying the memories of like the friend group or the activity that we did.
If I see anything that has anything to do with any of your exes, but unless it was like you'll have a kid together and it's like you and the kid, that's going to be one thing. But if it's like just like an ex,
so you'd
it's
be
getting
mad.
burned.
You'd be mad at me.
Oh my gosh.
You'd be the mad.
Yes.
Because I do.
How did your fiance take it?
I mean, I don't even think it was a conversation.
It wasn't a big deal to him?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think he realized that was like my ex was in that picture. I mean, we were all scrunched together. So like, I mean, I don't know. Now you're going to watch this and you're going to ask.
Let me know how this combo goes.
But I don't keep. I do keep like if they've gifted me jewelry, like
yeah. I mean, I'm sure like in the stage of my relationship, I have like a pile of things that we did like during our time together, and I have with like previous boyfriends and whatnot, but. And even some relationships, they didn't end like on bad terms. I just feel like, especially if you're moving in with somebody who they just stumble across this stuff, so it's kind of like, it can come across as looking at like, why are you holding on to these things?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, is it something you just like looking back on, like, it's not even being like jealous by any means. It's just like, that's just where I think I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah, I guess for me, like, obviously,
you sit there in the bathroom by yourself and like smile, like, reading old love notes and stuff.
No, I mean, I do keep letters and stuff like that, but like again, I'm not like going through it every single day. Let alone like heck, I'd probably haven't looked at that stuff in like years.
Yeah,
but I just keep things. I mean, I think that like again, I'm a big sentimental
Yeah.
person, so it's really hard for me to get rid of like things that that I think about and like that are like, a big portion of my life. Like, but I don't keep, like any physical items. Like, I guess like hoodie or like anything like
I
clothes wise.
had a customer once. It was like a customer and his like girlfriend or new girlfriend or something. They were coming by the storage facility, and apparently he had an entire like side of a dresser that was stored in there, all labeled like Jamie's stuff. Like, and apparently it was his ex, and it was like all of her. It was like clothes. I don't know. I mean, apparently I didn't understand like the dynamic of like how long they've been together, how long that would happen. Like, I didn't know. Honestly don't even know what was all in there. But man, they came in the office, because we got free bottles of water on a hot summer day. And they were just like going at it. Bless your heart, Jamie, come get your stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing. Like I'm not keeping any of that stuff. If it's like that kind of stuff, I don't want to keep.
I mean, I won't lie. Like, I was kind of dogging onto you, but I'm pretty sure that I have I'm pretty sure I have an old like hoodie, but I just love hoodies. Like, it's just like something to throw on, and So I think another big thing is like when you're merging households, regardless if it's partners, roommates, whatever. I feel like you're gonna have some sort of style clashing.
Yes.
Unless you're just literally the same person, which 99% of the time, that's just not really how it is. Yeah. Gamer chairs, if your boyfriend's into gaming, I'm just so thankful mine isn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely difficult. I feel like I was in a good spot because he only had his room, which was barely even decorated because he lived with a bunch of roommates.
Okay.
At the time, I lived by myself.
So you pretty much supplied
everything.
The whole. Okay.
Yeah, I supplied it all. And then whenever, like, in a roommate situation, that was difficult. Whenever we were living with a bunch of roommates and having to deal with, I mean, heck, like just seating arrangements.
Give me a couple of like the different styles between you and your roommates.
So I would probably say like you have, so a roommate that I'm thinking about is male, and so that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Very outdoorsy. So he, I'm really sorry if you're watching this and you catch on that I'm talking about you. Love you. But
like hiking, walking sticks and
no, like outdoor stuff. So one thing that he had to bring with him was a bowling pin from college. He had to bring that. He also came
like as a decoration?
Yeah. Where I told him the bowling pin will stay in his room. He could do whatever he wants in his room. He decorated it, and he did. Like he at the time too, he was a biology major, so he had a lot of like skeleton stuff. Yeah. So again, it's not out in the living room. We're not gonna display any of that. He also owned a waterbed at the time. He's gonna for sure know that it's out of him when I said that. So if you've ever lived with someone who has a waterbed, you do have to fill that up with water. And so that was a task in its own, was trying to figure out how we're going to connect the outdoor hose to his bedroom. So that way he can fill up
it's way too heavy. You have to do it in it.
Yeah, so when you're transporting a waterbed, you do have to get the water out.
Oh, 100%.
So before he moved into like the house, he obviously like cleaned it out and stuff. And mind you too, you do have to clean that. It's like any kind of water bottle. Like if you just leave water in there and you don't clean it, like it can get mold. So I will say I'll give that to him. He did not mess around with his waterbed. He kept that thing pristine. But that was a whole thing, trying to get the water hose into his bedroom window to try to get it filled up. And I mean, he had to sign something on our lease, because if you read leases, most of the time, if you're in a rental, they do not allow water beds. And I was always nervous. I pretty much grilled him. I was like, is this going to pop? Like, how accurate is it? And like, how good is it? But I mean, it went off without a scratch. And I always asked him, I was like, so what do girls think whenever you like bring them over? Like, how would you feel if you met a guy at a bar and then like, and you found out that he has a waterbed?
I don't know. I think the last time I've seen one was when I was 7. So
They are.
I would ask his age. That would be my first question.
So he's like, same age, like your age. You find him attractive. And like, go sit on the bed, and it just.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I actually get motion sickness a little bit
then you'd
too.
hate it.
Yeah,
You can hear the water like swish. But
I
if
would
you get
say,
motion sickness-
unless you want me to throw up on you, I'm leaving. Good night.
Smart.
Well, that is a big style clash. That's a big.
That was. I mean, again, it was in his room, but
Yeah.
it was definitely just an adjustment to have. And overall, you just deal with it. At the end of the day, if you're living with someone, it's purely either because you really like them or you're trying to save money.
And you guys can totally utilize a storage unit for things that you can't agree on for now. And I think that, moving in together, there's going to be a lot of compromising.
Yeah.
You might need to mix match some design a little bit. I don't know. I'm hard headed, and I know with what theme I got going on in my living room, that matters the most to me. You can have the back room over there where no one walks into, and that will be you. Or something I think would be good is having like a one free pass item like per person, where it's like if you guys are both just like no this, no that, it's like, okay, well, let's compromise. You get a free pass to something you want to take.
Yeah.
I get a free pass to something I want to take, and you can't be mad at me and I can't be mad at you.
Yeah.
And then like everything else that we just can agree on, let's put in storage for now, and then we'll come back and revisit it later, so that way we're not just going to break up before we finish unpacking.
Oh, yeah.
So
For sure.
Okay, so let's give them some expert pro tips for the big old moving day. For when that day does come, if it is the summer, congrats, guys. Here is some things that we would suggest you doing. And one would be inventory both of your stuff before the move-in day and go over it with each other on, like, before the day happens on what you're going to bring, what you're not going to bring. I feel like that's going to save a lot of, because moving is stressful. Like moving itself, like moving all your stuff, packing all your stuff is stressful. So before it even comes to like packing up and getting going, let's agree on what we're doing.
Exactly. And two, like that'll also save you from the doubling of things. So if someone has a better appliance than you might want to keep that one and maybe toss yours. So,
and another thing, I didn't even think about this until just now, but if like you're in like a house or a good neighborhood where you can have a garage sale, maybe like whenever you're boxing up everything and the things that you're not going to be keeping, set it up whenever you're moving it in your garage and have like a big old garage sale. Try to get rid of that stuff, make some money off of it. I feel like that'd be a good way to find somebody, get some good use out of it without like tossing things specifically.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I mean a lot of the times the items are still usable and really good. And let's be honest, let's not put it in the big dumpster, and let's try to give it another life.
At the very least get some money back for it. But it's never a bad idea to kind of keep it stored to yourself, because you never know. I feel like moving in with somebody says a lot about a person. Like you really kind of figure out, like it takes, you just learn a lot about a person when you wake up with them every day, go to sleep with them every day, whether it's roommate, whatever. And so getting rid of all your stuff and you realizing, hey, this isn't working out, and you got to get all new stuff again. It is expensive starting over. It's so expensive. I've done it. You don't realize like how many times you need to go to the Walmart to get a specific utensil just to cook a meal.
Like maybe you've moved in together and decided after a year you can't do it anymore. Getting a storage unit is a great neutral zone for maybe those items or the aftermath of living with someone and trying to figure out whose is whose, who gets to take the air fryer.
Yeah.
So,
and I think personally, if whenever you're moving in with somebody and a specific item is creating an argument like more than twice, it's time to either sell it or store it.
Yep.
Like it's not worth it.
Not worth
that
it.
one piece of something is just not worth it.
Yeah, and definitely take before and after pictures to celebrate.
It's always weird. I've noticed whenever moving out, like whenever you move all of your furniture out of a place, I feel like the room looks so much smaller. Yes.
Crazy.
Like
Crazy
whenever you
how
move
that
out of a
works.
bedroom and you're like, how did my king size bed fit in here? It feels like I'm in a closet. So it's
crazy.
Definitely cool to, I feel like, document the process and keep that for memory's sake. In all honesty, moving in together is truly a big step. Don't let your stuff get in the way of the love, that's coming together. So, storage can be a smart solution for you guys during that process. Not a breakup starter.
No.
But it could also be used, if things didn't work out and you need to go your separate ways, it's kind of there for you in literally all aspects of life.
Yeah.
We're there to hold your hand. Well, thank you all for listening so much. Don't forget to follow us, subscribe to us, and we will see you next time on Modern Storage Unpacked.
That's a wrap for this episode of Modern Storage Unpacked. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe. See you next time.